What's up, whiskey fans, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we taste something new to South African shores. We taste something from Scotland, and we taste something with a fusion feel to it. So let's cue the intro and let's get tasting. Folks, welcome back to another video, and thanks once again for joining me on this whiskey journey. I hope my tasting and reviews gives you some sort of guidance in your whiskey journey and helps and aids in your whiskey choices. So now that the thanks out of the way, let's get into the tasting. Like I said, this is something new to the South African shores. It is the Glenlivet Fusion Cask. It is a single malt Scotch whiskey. It is 43% ABV. Mine is a 750ml bottle and will set you back roughly around 1,900 Rand or $100. But is this whiskey worth the price tag? So let's dive a little bit deeper into the Glenlivet Fusion Cask. Matured in an American and European casks and then finished in a bespoke first fill rum and bourbon casks. Now, from my understanding and the research that I did on this is what they've done is they've taken a first fill rum cask, they've taken a first fill bourbon cask, they have dismantled the cask and expertly rebuilt one cask out of those two casks, giving you the fusion cask. Now, this is a non-age statement whiskey, so we don't really know how long it has been matured for, but obviously minimum of probably 3 to 5 years, I'm guessing. So first look is that it comes in a really cool packaging, sort of, you know, the box. This will make for an absolutely fantastic gift. They have really spent some time with the packaging, and like I said, I am a sucker for packaging. It is kind of a hardy box, it's not really a soft one, so that is cool for gift purposes. Looking at the bottle, it has this amazing sort of caramel-like color to it, and it just looks the part. It does have a beautiful sticker on the front of it. I don't know if you can sort of see that, the purples and everything like that. But this is all about the tasting. So on the nose, we look for orange, vanilla, caramel, coconut, and zest of lemon. For me, it definitely is a standout of vanilla. I kind of get a little bit of little bit more sweetness to it, like a very sort of sweety caramel. Don't get any of the coconut. I do kind of get a more of a citrusy nose than a lemon nose. On the palate, we're looking for juicy apricot, peaches, fresh apples, toffee-covered bananas, and a subtle cinnamon spice. So without further ado, cheers. The fruitiness and the spiciness is definitely there. It really shines through the whiskey. Now, I have been toying with this bottle this last week because every time I've tasted this whiskey, I get a different flavor. There's a different flavor profile that just comes through. So the first sip you have is fruity, your stone fruits, your apricots, your peaches, that type of thing. The second sip you get a little bit of that subtle cinnamon, and it's a really sort of, I want to say, weird sort of cask finish. I like it. I really do enjoy it. It's actually a really tasteful whiskey. On the finish, we look for a sweet and smooth with notes of orange. Now, I get a lot more citrus, not really orange, but a little bit of that bitterness from grapefruits, a little bit of that zest of lemon, and maybe a little bit of hint of orange. But it is absolutely great tasting whiskey. Now my glass is finished. That's how delicious it is. Now, I'm never one to play down whiskey or to sort of find the faults in this whiskey, but I do feel that the price tag is a little bit on the heavy side. $100 or 1,900 Rand is a little bit, in my opinion, a little bit heavy for this bottle. It is an amazing bottle, I'm not gonna lie, and like I said, the flavor profile is definitely there. I just don't feel that the money is worth the whiskey. However, if you are into this experimental or sort of fusion casks, I would recommend that you go out and you grab yourselves a bottle, or at least go and try it. It is just one of those whiskeys that just offer you flavors upon flavors upon flavors. And like I said, as a whole, it's a really enjoyable whiskey. I really do like it. Like I said, the only downside to it is obviously the price tag. But as we have seen, as a whole, whiskey is really increasing in price around the world. And so we are in for higher prices. It is sad, but that's just the way it is going. So that is my thoughts on the Glenlivet Fusion Cask. Like I said, flavors are definitely there. It is a really great tasting whiskey, and I'm not going to take that away from this. But yeah, that's the Glenlivet Fusion Cask. Guys, thanks very much for watching. It has been an absolute pleasure bringing you these videos, these reviews, and my honest opinions. If you would like to comment, or if you would like to suggest something, please put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, the viewers. I find it very, very engaging. But until next time, cheers for now.